Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and I'm going to be doing my honest thoughts about Crown in Nikke. Now, you guys kind of have my idea of this character through my past videos and stuff like that, but I do want to talk about this character, like my full-blown in-depth thoughts, rather than you guys having pieces of my opinion. So first things first, Crown. I do think this is a character everyone should have. I was genuinely surprised on how many comments I've gotten of people saying, should I summon, despite everyone saying they're saving for pilgrims regardless. I never understood it. Unless you're a new player, then sure, because you don't know. But if you were an older player asking if I should summon, I don't know what to tell you. This character is 1,000,000% a must cop. She's easily a top 3 character. If you were to ask me right now, Zxous, who is your top 3 characters in Nikke currently, I would tell you Red Hood 1, Crown 2, Modernia 3. And that's not like a factor, that's more of an opinion that either people will agree on or people will disagree on, right? I think everyone will agree that the top 3 are Modernia, Red Hood, Crown, Modernia. Like those 3 are in the top 3 within, depending on the order, obviously it's up to the person, but I think everyone will agree those 3 are the top 3 of the game right now. So I just think that Crown is number 2 because of what she does and how well she does it, right? I feel like Crown is the first character. Like, we've had the schoolgirls and we've had the bunny girls, but I feel like Crown is the first ever character to really, and I mean really, bring back some of the characters, right? I know we've seen a bunch of that, like, or heard a lot of that with bunny girls, heard a lot of that with schoolgirls, right? But Crown is a character who gives, I don't know if this is what I want to say, but it honestly seems like the most accurate thing to say. But Crown, it feels like when I use Crown with one of these sorry DPSs, she gives back the DPS they're supposed to do. When you look at Summer Neon's kit, the character everyone hates, you look at some of these percentages, you look at this kit and you're like, oh wait, against bosses that she's like effective against, she might go crazy, yada yada yada. But then when you use her, she doesn't do it regardless. When you put her with Crown, you're gonna get all that missing damage you're looking for, and I feel like that's the same case with characters like Julia, characters like Crow, characters like Ipeno, maybe Snow White as well. This one, I do think this Snow White is good regardless, right? I do think she's good without or with Crown, but Brid, like, you see some of these characters, right? I feel like when it comes down to Nikke right now, before Crown, if you didn't have the meta characters, it was really gonna be stressful for you, right? And Crown is a meta character, but I feel like by having Crown, you no longer have to worry about a meta team, if that makes sense, because I've already shown you guys me beating some of the stuff people say they struggle with, such as Train and Gravedigger with R units, right? Let me pull up the screenshot. Like, take a look at this right here. This is a run against the Train boss where Product 12 did 600k less damage than my core 3 Crown. You realize Product 12 is a R unit that does not have, what is R unit stats? What are their stats, right? Obviously, like, when you go to the Train, everyone is level 200, so there's that as well. But where is this character? What are their stats? R units, look, it's, oh my god, right? And like, again, that's compared to a core 3, or I guess at the time that was core 2, a core 2 Crown, right? So for the simple fact that Crown is allowing a character like Product 12 to be just 600k under. Now, let me not make it seem like it's only Crown, right? Litter's attack buff is being played into this, Privity's attack buff is being played into this, and Rapunzel's healing, which is proccing the 100% uptime on the attack damage buff, is being played into this. But my thing is, if I took Crown off this team and put in another burst 2, first things first, I would not win. I'm not winning with just Litter, Privity, and Rapunzel, right? I'm not doing it. If I was to take Crown off this team and keep Product 12, I'm losing. That's just the reality. So I feel like this character, right, and I'm not saying that just because she makes an R unit hit hard. I've seen it come back with so much of these other characters. Honestly, we can try right now, right? I put this team together because I wanted to try it, but I hadn't tried it. So I want to see, right? I put this team together where you have Privity, who's the free character, Julia, who is not a free character, Crown, who's currently on a banner, Brid, who's not a free character, and then N102, who is a free character. Right now, Brid and Julia, the two characters who are not a free character, right? These are characters who are bad. So these are characters who are, even if you get them, you're not going to use them because they're just not good at doing damage. I want to see what I'm able to do with this character, and then I'm going to do the same run without this character and see if they're able to beat it. And I'll show you guys how much of a difference this makes. So I'll do the run of, I don't know if I'm going to do the run. Do you guys want to see the blacksmith run? I'll show you guys the blacksmith run for this, and then when I switch out the characters, I'll just cut to when we beat it, okay? Alrighty, now I gave the gear to Julia, and I gave gear to Brid, right? Now, obviously, these are characters who also have, maybe, you know what? Let me take off the gear, because people are going to be like, oh, you have gear for them. Let me take off the gear, right? So rather than taking off the gear, what I did was I just made it that, you know, you guys can see this. I gave them, what is this, T8 gear. I gave them T8 gear. So let's go in here, right? I know this is not supposed to be any type of showcase in my honest thoughts, but this comes along with my honest thoughts, right? I'm going to show you guys these characters, these two characters who are meant to be DPSs, you know, with their lack of gear, and show you guys how well they perform, right? And again, Privity and N102 are free to play characters, right? These are free to play characters. So Crown does her burst stuff, yada yada yada, and then Brid is gonna do her burst skill. Let me see what Brid is at right now. Brid right now before her burst skill is at 300k, right? Brid is at 300k before her burst skill. After her burst skill, where's the core? After her burst skill, what number is she at? We can break some of these as well, right? We can break some of these. I don't have a healer on the team, so that's a bit unfortunate. She went to 3.7 million, right? Which in this boss, I guess that's fine actually, right? Maybe I should have brought a healer because I forgot this is a boss that will still, you know, after a certain amount of things. Wait, what's Julia right now? She's at 1.3 million, right? I'm gonna just take the hits this time just to see what it's looking like, right? Okay, we have the shield as well, so I'm not really that worried. But what is it now? At 2. Oh no, it's not even done. Okay, 2.8, and there we go. So Julia still obviously, you know, she's not really doing much still with this gear on, obviously. But let me cover here. No, I don't want this to hit us. Oh, and oh, okay, I think we had the invincibility, which is a crazy ass effect as well, right? This character has I don't know what to tell you guys, right? Like, obviously, if I had proper gear and stuff like that, I'd be done this like way faster. Like, look, she got hit right there, and because of her taunt and invulnerability, we didn't take any damage. You know what I mean? And we break this with ease, right? Body, yada yada yada. Then we use Julia. Julia is currently at 5.1 million, full attack on. You know, no one's off, just core hits. Everyone's attacking. Yada 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 yada. And then 5.1 to what? To a 7. What now? Obviously, again, Crown is doing the most damage. Even N102, who has gear, is doing more than Brid and Julia, right? But these characters doing this damage, I can switch Crown out, and I'm gonna show you guys that. I'm gonna switch Crown out after, and you guys are gonna see if these characters are still doing that damage. That's how like big this character's like her buffs are. That's just how insane her buffs are right here. Oh, we died right there because obviously those bombs knew, right? Actually, look, we can use this as an example right here. Right, we still have the attack buff, so we're still gonna do pretty good right now. But once we lose this attack buff, we don't even have a burst to go back into burst rotation, right? We can just keep hitting the core. I think we're still gonna be able to beat it regardless, right? With this attack buff and stuff, I think we're still gonna be able to beat it regardless, right? Come on, come on, we can cover right there. Okay, that's fine. Come on, break, and then boom. Okay, we're still gonna be able to beat it. It's just gonna take a lot longer, but we beat it, right? And let me see the final stats, and then I'm just gonna cut to the next team without Crown and show you guys the stats, so I don't waste you guys' time no more, right? But right now we are at 14.5 million for Brid, 9.2 million for Julia. Let me switch Crown out. And now look, like, we ended up dying here because obviously these characters have no gear at the same time, but we've went through like maybe 4 or 5 burst rotations now. They ended up dying because we didn't have the shield every burst rotation. We didn't have the additional defense to kind of keep them up. We didn't have, you know, the invulnerability and taunt that Crown gives to protect the team for those 5 seconds when she does get it off. And even still, without her, they did no damage. 3.9. That's what she had after the first burst skill. This is like their 5th one or our 4th one. I'm not sure. I wasn't counting. And both of them ended up dying because they just, obviously the gear was bad, but then with Crown it was like so much better. So it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like this character Crown just makes a lot of characters just better, right? Even if it's not making their damage look like Red Hood's, making their damage look like Modernia's, making their damage look like Black Shadow Scarlet, I feel like this character right here on the screen, I feel like this character does her job fantastically well at actually supporting her allies, which is lore accurate. Her whole thing is to like kind of just, even though she's the queen, she's still gonna make sure everyone is literally good on the team. And this character's kit does that just fine. Invulnerability, taunts, shield, attack damage, attack buff, defense buff, reload speed buff, like, this character is really one for the books, and it's going to be very difficult for them to top this character unless maybe they make a new set of duos, which is still going to be embarrassing because it's going to have to take 2 whole characters in order to surpass the one. Even though right now Crown is better than both Naga and Tia, and Crown is better than both Blanc and Noir together, this character, if they have to make new duos to surpass her, honestly, it's a W and not necessarily an L because you're still going to use Crown. Like, I hope, honestly, the next set of duels is a burst 1 and 3. Having a dual burst 1 and 3 allows you to put Crown as the burst 2 on that team as well. Then you're really going to be like, wow. You know what I mean? So that's just my honest thoughts about this character. I think she is a character everyone, and I mean everyone, needs to have. I honestly don't know if you're playing right now during the anniversary and you don't have this character. I don't know what to tell you. I know they're giving out a boatload of free summons as well, so that you're actually able to pity this character. If you're a new player who's starting right now, they're going to give you a boatload of, they already given out so much multis, but they're giving you so much multis throughout the event and stuff like that, on top of obviously all the free currency you get as a new player. Regardless, you're going to be able to pity this character 1,000,000% right now. So I highly recommend that you get this character. I highly recommend. It would just be foolish. But these are my little honest thoughts about the characters. You guys let me know what you think, right? Obviously, I don't expect the people to agree with me saying that she's better than Modernia and she takes the number 2 spot, but I do think I expect everyone to say at least that she's in their top 3, right? It doesn't really matter to me if you put Modernia or Crown over each other. I just personally like Crown over Modernia. So if you ask me my top 3 or what I believe to be the top 3 Nikke, I would say Red Hood, Crown, Modernia. But if you were to tell me it's Red Hood, Modernia, or Crown, heck, even if you told me it's Crown, Modernia, Red Hood, or Modernia, Red Hood, then Crown, I wouldn't care. As long as those 3 come up when you say the top 3, that's all that matters to me. I don't care what order. So you guys let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to share your honest thoughts and give your opinion about my honest thoughts, again, these are just my honest thoughts, so it is just an opinion at the end of the day, not facts. But you guys let me know what you think. Well, let's stop. Some of this was facts, obviously, right? Maybe you guys won't agree with some of the stuff, like the rankings, really, but everything else is quite spot on. So you guys let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.